check out the drip on my feet, yeah. Check out she suck on the D, yeah. She fuck with Lil Sebby, yeah. Lil Sebby confident.
This is so lit, bro.
Word, man, I'm happy.
So hard. Yeah, like it's lit to do shit like this. Yeah, let's get into it, cause I feel like we get back. Yeah, OD.
That is the case. Lil baddie, she calling me daddy. I'm sorry, girl, you cannot have me. I'm still pulling up as an addy, but you do not need to get sassy.
Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy, man. We're here with Lil Sebby.
What's up? What's good,
my guy, man. How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm chilling, bro. In the good spirits, you know. Just working.
Say that, man.
Yeah.
So we're gonna hop into it. All right. So we're gonna start from the beginning.
Right.
So correct me if I'm wrong. You grew up in Hingham?
Yeah, I went to Hingham High School. You know, originally from Mattapan. My mom like won this little lottery system, so she moved out like the hood area, and then now we in Hingham now. You know, and we just started like I went to school here and shit. Type
Word,
shit.
man.
Yeah.
So explain the inspirations behind when you first made music and all that stuff.
First made music, I always used to freestyle with my boy Jay, and like we would always be like, bro, we gotta hop in the studio and shit. So one day, you know, like he was not really all the way into it, but I was. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go. I wrote my little rap to a YouTube beat. I went to a studio in Cambridge, and then I just like banged it out, and I was trying to see if people was really fucking with it, and I posted it, and like mad people was reposting it and shit. So I was like, I always grew up around music, so I was like, yo, bro, I can really do that for real, like put on my city and shit. So I started just dropping mad music, and I fell in love with that shit, you know. So
word, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to you, bro. So
thank you, bro.
One of your first tracks, if I recall, was When I Came Through or When I Come Through.
Word.
So yeah, so what was the inspiration behind that track? Was there any inspiration at all?
When I come through, you know, I used to date a few baddies in the day. You know what I'm saying? When I come through, and I used to go with them to the studio and shit. So I was just like, I want to make a vibey type of track. Like I really fucked with A Boogie at the time. So I was like, I said nah. You know, I said that. Yeah, like my boys all fuck with that shit, and so that was just like the inspiration behind that. So. Yeah.
Word, man.
Yeah.
So actually, if you recall as well, Middle East nightclub.
Yeah.
One of your first performances. How was that?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That was the pivotal moment, like for me personally, because like once I was on that stage and I seen people really like fucking with my music, they knew my lyrics and shit. I was like, bro, there's no other feeling like that. Like at a show, controlling the audience and shit, and just being like, that's like ultimate power, bro. So I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna dedicate my shit to this shit and just go hard with it, so. That's like what I did, bro. I just stick and I'm doing that shit right now.
Word, man. Yeah. And it was real known, like, you know, you really got the clout.
It was lit, bro.
Yeah,
it was lit, bro.
Definitely,
I don't know if you seen the footage, but like that shit was turned up. I had the people moving, and I was like,
you did.
That's when I was like, yo, I looked at the footage, I was like, bro, I want to rap. Like, I feel like I seen these niggas like Yachty, Cardi doing it. I'm like, bro, I'm trying to do that too. So yeah.
Word, yeah, you're definitely doing your thing, man. Real talk.
Bro. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, for sure, bro.
That's what's up.
What was I gonna say? So, Girls in My Bag.
Girls in My Bag.
That is my track, yo. That is my track. Real
yo,
talk.
That's fire. Like, you know that shit. That's
yeah,
fire.
so actually, good thing, right? So obviously, your album, if I recall, was called
The Sevolution.
The Sevolution,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And so Sevolution came out 20 days ago. The thing about that was Girls in My Bag came out 8 months prior. So it was prior to that it was a single.
Right, it was a single on SoundCloud. I was just dropping shit on SoundCloud, bro. Like at that time, I was dropping shit that was not even mixed because I was just like, I was still trying to find my sound. I was living in the studio, so I put it out, and then I was like, bro, niggas was fucking with it. So I was like, yo, you should drop that shit on streaming platforms.
Word.
So, you know,
like
8 months. Yeah.
Definitely my track, man. Real talk. Make sure you guys go check that out.
Check that shit out.
Yeah.
It's on all streaming platforms. You feel me? Check that shit out.
All streaming platforms.
That way.
We're going to hop into this too. So, if you recall as well, one of your first ever music videos. Oh yeah, Boston Bars. Do you remember Boston Bars?
Yes. All right, you know the page. Y'all did your research, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like.
So Boston Bars was actually one of your first like ever like produced music videos.
Yeah.
Like how was that? You know.
That whole setup was with like me, my cousin, and his roommate. Shout out to Jay Capono. I feel like I said his last name. I hope I said his last name right. But you know, he majors in I think film at the school. So he was like, bro, I fuck with your music, smooth and like sway and shit. And I was like. He was like, you want to shoot a video? I was like, word. So I just pull up to his school. We shot like a couple videos twice. We had Scary and we had this other one. But we shot Smooth. That was one at the pool with the shorties and shit. And it was like, yo, it was just bad. It was just great vibes. Like, it's not like niggas trying to flex, you feel me? It's just like taking footage of what I do with my friends and shit. So it was never like, oh, I'm trying to flex. Like, it's just me, like what I do. So
Exactly.
yeah, that's how the Boston Bars. He started that page, the Boston Bars thing.
Yep.
Like,
And it was like
mainly,
mainly, most likely, mainly you.
Yeah.
But definitely that was what one of your first ever.
That was one of my first ever drops, like post video wise, and I feel like it was a success, like for me, like.
Oh, most definitely, yeah. Most definitely was on the map for that.
Thank you.
All right, man. So obviously Massachusetts has really like made you, who you are.
Mm-hmm.
So, how was that like transitioning to New York?
I think that was probably the most. I mean, it was like the most important thing to me, like discovering who I was as an adult, because I went there when I was like 19, 20, and like at that time it was like a big step, because like I was going to like just normal college, Quincy College, but it was never really like for me like what I was studying. I always knew I just wanted to make music and shit, so I moved to New York, and then I was like, I went to school for acting because my mom was like, you want to be an actor, because I used to do acting when I was mad young. So you want to be an actor, artist, whatever, you just got to go hard with that. And New York is the place to be, like, if you really want to get exposure and be on the map and learn what it's about. So I moved there, and it was just like the lifestyle was so different. It's like you have to chase a bag. You have to, whatever you do, you have to be 100% with it. You got to be confident, and like people are gonna dub you, but you just gotta believe in yourself. So when I went there, I was just out. I was outside. I was trapping bud and shit. I was like promoting at like some of the clubs. My boy Inteo, shout out Party Tour Promotions and shit. And like I was just chasing the bag, and I was also going to school there. And it was like a 1-year certificate thing for acting. So after that, I really started just going to open mics and shit in New York and just like practicing, perfecting my craft, because I fuck with my sound. But like when you go to New York, like I feel like that's where you really learn what's gonna be like hip throughout like the whole world, pretty much.
Sure.
You feel me? Like New York, like with Pop Smoke and like Fabio Foreign, like if you want to know what's about to be lit, like New York is the place to be. So I was in Brooklyn, East Flatbush, living there. I moved to Queens, Ridgewood. Like I was just like doing shows, meeting like new people that I really fuck with, because like I feel like when you meet newer people in your life, they might be more like it's like you're at an older age, you really know who you are. So it's not like you outgrow the people that you grew up with. Like I feel like a lot of the times people that you know from day one, like you just go on different paths and shit in life and shit. So mine was New York. So I'm out there and I'm meeting people. I'm like, I fuck with y'all. Like they embraced me like for who I was and shit. And like we got a little like thing going on. Like I'm telling you, when this quarantine is over, we're gonna be performing in New York like a lot. Man. Yeah. So
I'll be on the lookout for that. Real talk.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
But
crazy.
So we mentioned before obviously the cameras are rolling.
Yeah.
P&B performance. How was that?
Yeah. P&B was crazy. So it's actually there's a whole story behind that one. But like we ended up going there, and I was with my peoples, right? And they was like, "Oh, y'all niggas is young." Some of my people was like below 21. They wasn't trying to let them in the club, and I'm like, "What you mean? Like we already pre-sold the tickets. We paid. You feel me? Like y'all have to let my peoples perform too." And like they didn't let some of them in, and already I actually was dealing with like a virus. I was sick that day, so like I had like something in my throat or some shit. I was hospitalized. I literally had to go to hospital. And so like I was supposed to perform, but it was a lot of like fugazi shit happened. Like promoters, like what I'm saying. So I actually didn't end up performing. Like I literally did not perform. But like I said, it was a learning experience. Like I was young. Like you go through. So yeah.
And that's one thing too. For you to be able to get that exposure and stuff, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
too,
it was cool. Yeah, and people seen like I was opening him for him there. Like I seen him there. It was good,
Yeah, and those are the connections that you are gonna build over time. And
big facts.
And speaking of those, like obviously like connections, like how is that learning from a lot of people in the industry?
Bro, it's like the way you really learn from people in the industry, I don't know. It be like the most unlogical ways. Like you have to think outside the box. Like I don't know. I've been in the studio with Young Thug, like Casanova and Fetty Wap, all at the same. Just cause like. There's so many stories in New York, bro. I'm telling you, like, pretty much, I would just be outside, like, promoting my boy, like, bringing with girls, because, I always fuck with girls. Yeah, you know that. I always fuck with girls and shit.
Of course,
so,
bro.
like, I just seen the right people, and it was like, you want to come to the studio? There's a studio called Quads in New York. Anybody that goes to New York knows that Quads is the studio that all the main artists go to. And he's like, yo, you want to pull up? Artists like, yeah, if you can get some girls, if you feel me, you can pull up inside. And I was like, bro, that's what I do. So I was already with these 5 girls, and I was like, yo, you guys want to pull up? They're gonna let us in the studio. And I met these people that was starting a little label, and I actually got like, they signed me, but it was like a low key thing called like it's called Sound Museum, just it didn't really work out in the long term, but it was a learning experience for me just to be in part of like a label type thing and see what it takes. But I was like, I kind of wanted to do my own thing.
Yep.
So we kind of separated ways, but I wish them the best of luck.
And exactly. And now you're in a better stage. Yeah. And now you're in a better stage now. So now you're with CK Records.
Yeah, CK Records. Ethan. Yeah, like that's like a friend of my roommate. So he has his label going on, and he just like he seen my work ethic in New York, and he seen like he heard the music, and he was just like. He believes in me type shit. So he's like, yo, let's work, let's get some foundation, because you've been doing it by myself. Like I've been by myself doing this shit, like just me. And he was like, yo, if you want to do this, like I'm a manage you. Let's get this more like organized and down packed. Like we're working on websites, we're working on merchandise, we're working on mad shit.
Word.
You feel me? So videos. So now I'm with him. Yeah, and he believes.
Word, man. So you're doing big things with that. So
Thank you,
shout out to Ethan.
Shout out Ethan.
Sounding your
CK
boy.
Promotion. Yeah, production.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So obviously I like to cap off, and explain, like, is there any aspirations that you have, being in the music industry and stuff? Is there any aspirations that you have, whether it's, dealing with family, or is there anything that you would love to accomplish?
Oh yeah, bro, I have a lot of goals, and like right now, like they're more organized because I'm with Ethan. You'll be talking about it. Sometimes you really have to like identify like what you want to do in like a time span. Like you have goals that you write down.
Yeah.
But long term, bro, I'm saying I'm going to the top. Like I'm trying to go to the top, bro. I'm trying to like perform at Rolling Loud. I'm trying to do features with Uzi. You feel me? Like all that shit, and I believe it's possible.
Oh yeah,
that's the main thing. So it's like I'm just going hard with it. Yeah.
Word, man. Yeah. So we're gonna end it right here, though.
Word.
For sure, man. All right.
That was fire, bro.
Yeah, of course.
Appreciate it, man. That was lit.
I got you, bro. Yeah, so make sure you guys go like, subscribe to the video. Shout out my boy Lil Sebby, man. Make sure you guys go check out his videos, all that stuff.
My bag, this evolution.
All that. Apple Music, Spotify, all platforms.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Word. That was lit.
Ask me where I'm at, I'm in the studio. Staying 10 toes, get the money till I'm old. Hold up, baby, slow, you gon' fuck me, then I'm bro. AP on my wrist, little nigga know that be on froze. I don't wanna fuck that silly thought, cause she a hoe. Yeah, I got all these groupies tryna chase me at my shows. You already know, Lil Sebby got the flows, I'ma get it well. Watch your nigga gon' flex, watch your nigga gon' flex. Bitches, they loving my toes. Trapping, I feel like a goon. I had to give me some food. Rico, once you know that's all on my show.